the way you present your speech is as important as the content of your speech. Have you ever noticed that some orators leave a very long lasting impact on you by the speech they deliver? If you observe carefully, you would notice that it's not just the content, but also the way they deliver their speeches, the way they deliver their content, the way they deliver their presentations makes that presentation stand out. So today we are going to talk about what body language is. You see, when you're standing on a stage, you are being judged not just for your content or the words that come out of your mouth, but your overall presentation. How confidently you are presenting, how well you are making an eye contact with the audience, how well you are moving around the stage. Are you just addressing a particular segment of the audience, or you're addressing everyone in the audience? These all things play a very important role in how your speech or your presentation is going to be perceived. You need to understand that from the moment you walk up on the stage, the audience starts to judge you. This audience starts to make their own assumptions about you. So from the moment you walk upon and before you utter something out of your mouth, the audience will have something in their mind. If you are really depressed, if you are really afraid of going in front of talking, and if you are really nervous, it is going to show. You would observe that someone who's nervous, who would go on the stage, who would really be afraid on the podium, who would generally keep their hands in their pockets, or would play with their hands, or would have a clicker pen which will go tick 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 tick, and that definitely does not give a good message to the audience. Audience is very quick in understanding that you are nervous. Audience will generally listen to someone who's confident about the content that he's speaking, and his body and he's giving a signal that he is very confident about what he's speaking, and that is the reason why you would want to listen to him. Now this has a lot of different factors which we are going to see over the next few days. It includes your eye contact, the pace and the tone of your voice, but today we are going to talk about your movement on stage. You see, when you are giving a very long lecture, and if you are standing at one position and talking for the entire lecture, it generally is going to get boring. I would tell my students that you should have subtle movements across the stage from one side to other as you speak. It is very good. It is received very well by the audience. Now that also does not mean that you walk in a very hasty manner. You can walk as you speak, you can walk slowly as you speak, you can have small movements as you speak, or else you can just make it a point that you have that in a mind to put that habit initially, that you have to move around the stage and not just stand at one place. If you are standing at one place, the audience is looking at you. After some time, the audience is going to get it is going to be a stagnant image of yourself. But when you're moving and talking, it becomes a more lively presentation, or something which comes out more lively. So it is very important that you have some amount of movement on the stage when you're doing this. Also your posture, the posture with which you stand, you have to understand that the how you stand is very important. It is not the best position which you are comfortable at, but it has to be a position which your audience is comfortable looking at you. So maybe you are very comfortable sitting in your chair, maybe you are very comfortable leaning across that podium and leaning across that wall and giving that speech, specifically in the long lectures, but you have to understand that it is audience for whom you are presenting. So it is very important that you have a right posture, you have the right hand gestures. Hand gestures are very, very, very important. When I would first go out and give my speeches, I would be very afraid to have hand gestures on. It gradually develops over time. It is not a one-day process. There are just a lot of things to keep in your mind when you go on the stage for the first time. I would keep my hands in my pockets, but over some period of time, I generally got them out of my pockets. You can start by taking one hand out of your pocket. It also gives a very good impression, and then gradually both your hands, which can move as you speak and talk to your audience just as much as your tongue does with your audience. Tomorrow we are going to talk about how important is the eye contact for your audience. It is definitely a very important thing which a lot of people miss. So stay tuned.